Hi guys, James at RampantLionReviews again for you today with another beer review. As you might have seen, we have a guest today, and this is Daniel.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah.
I was in one of the videos before, last year.
Yeah, like what was introducing a German to some classic Scottish beer.
Yeah.
So yeah, we filmed like a 45-minute review for you, and it was with 3 different Scottish beers, which was quite fun. But today we've got one of Daniel's kind of favourite or more quirky German breweries that you really recommended to me, and this is a very cool beer because in a way it's kind of part Scottish but it's also part German, so we thought this would be a really cool one to review together. So for this review we are going to go to a little town called Oberelsbach, which is from the Rhön area in the very northern part of Bavaria, and we're having a taste of my first beer from Pax Bräu. So this one is their, they're just calling it Whisky Rauchbier, aren't they? And it's a Rauchbier, a full vol beer as they're describing it on the bottle, coming in at 5.5%, so should be a very interesting one for us to try. And Daniel loves this brewery because it's the guy's like very metal kind of like us. One of the reasons that we became very good friends was because we both loved metal, and Daniel introduced me to Blind Guardian. So,
oh yes,
yeah,
that's right.
A lot of good memories from that. And one of my first trips to Germany, actually, that wasn't with my parents, we went to see Blind Guardian in Düsseldorf, and I'm guessing maybe the guy who founded this brewery likes them as well.
I suppose, I don't know.
Yeah, see, you said he was a very metal guy.
Yeah, he looks very metal, yeah.
Yeah, so that's very cool. But yeah, anyway, so as is usual with my reviews then, I'll tell you a little bit about the brewery. If you want to get straight to the tasting, just fast forward. All the usual links are in the description below. That's the brewery website, the link to my future reviews that hopefully I can do from Pax Bräu. This is the very first time I'm trying one of their beers, of course. There's all the usual social media. If you want to see more beer reviews, do please consider subscribing to the channel. The whole channel has a geography-based tagging system, so you can go into the homepage and search for beer based on country, city, state, county, prefecture, whatever it is you're interested in. There's a playlist there with all the German beers that you can check out, and as always, please do get in touch and let me know some of the other beers and breweries that you guys would like to see me review. It's always great to hear from you guys that are watching the videos, and the support that you show the channel is hugely appreciated. And if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't hear about little breweries like this. These are the more random things that are always really good fun to review. So anyway, to tell you a little bit about Pax Bräu then, onto my brewery notes. So Pax Bräu, as I mentioned to you, are based in the Oberelsbach area, which is in the Rhön area in very northern Bavaria. It's a small town of only around 3,000 people, but the brewery is run by Andreas Seufert, and it was officially founded back in 2007. But apparently Andreas's first day in brewing school was on the 11th of September 2001, and one of his friends in the pub that night said that they should forge swords into taps, and he says basically this has stuck with him ever since, and this has thus become Pax Bräu's motto. This is one of Daniel's favourite things about the brewery. But after completing his brew training, he worked in Vietnam, Russia, and I think it was bigger breweries he worked in Vietnam and Russia, and he also worked in South Africa, South Korea, Turkey, and then finally China, before he decided that he wanted to kind of brew his own beer. And after he completed his final assignment for his brew training in 2009, he made the decision that he wanted to be basically self-employed, and apparently he started brewing for himself back in 2002. He sold a very small amount of this beer in 2004, and then his father and uncle helped him out at the brewery. And we watched a few videos of I think it was his father that was in the video, and you said he has a very sort of typical Franconian dialect.
Typical accent, yeah.
Typical Franconian dialect. But one of the really interesting things about this brewery is that basically every year, every January, he releases a calendar for the year, and he produces a new beer every month, you were saying, and it's like 1,000 litres. He only produces like a 1,000 litre batch of this beer, and it goes
sometimes more.
So yeah, he makes a new beer basically every month. Basically, this whole brewery is all about Jahreszeit beer. You can say it's like year-time beer.
The seasonal ones, yeah.
Yeah, so very, very unique brewery, this one, in that regard. But they basically sell their beer once a month, or they basically brew their beers once a month 1,000 litre batches. Sometimes they do a couple of batches of this. But the name of the brewery itself, apparently, the Pax Bräu came from his girlfriend. They were hitchhiking somewhere and waiting at a bus stop in Southeast Asia, and they were in a place called Pax, which I think they said was it was either Vietnam or Laos or something like that. And his girlfriend always remembered this, so he decided to name his brewery Pax Bräu because this means in Latin it's like peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like the Peace Brewery, this one. And of course, we said earlier that his whole thing about forging swords into taps, that was the motto of the brewery, and it just kind of fit very well with this whole ideology that he wanted. So yeah, very kind of cool brewery, this one, and it's apparently based in an old cowshed.
Oh yes,
it was saying
okay.
yeah. There was an article on there, Hopfenherren, and it said that this brewery is based in an old cowshed or something like that. So yeah, a very cool little craft brewery, this one, and it's always cool to review these kind of more random breweries for you here on the channel. One of Daniel's favourite beers from this brewery was one where they put a certain type of stone in the beer and it caramelised the sugar. Yeah, basalt.
It's called Basalt Bock. And it's worth to look at YouTube and see a video where they actually make the basalt bock. It's really cool and really funny actually, because it doesn't work in the beginning, and
they're using the digger to try and put
it's really fun, and actually a lot of craftsmanship they're using for that. And the basalt is a local stone, that's why they do it. And I think isn't it a medieval sort of beer making?
I think so. Yeah, I think they said that in the video. It was like some kind of medieval thing. But apparently, we got this beer. We're filming this review for you on the 31st of October 2018. The November beer is the Basalt Box. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it this time, unfortunately. But we were quite lucky because we got a beer that was basically had a bit of Scotland and a bit of Germany in it. And personally, I think our countries have a good bond. We both like alcohol a lot.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's good. So yeah, that's all you really need to know about the brewery just now. If you want to learn a little bit more, check out the brewery website in the description below. I'll put the Facebook and the Instagram in there as well. I'll put the video that Daniel mentioned about them making the Basalt Bock, and you can see that. But I would say, I don't think it has English subtitles on it. It's just,
I don't think so. Yeah.
Just for German speakers. If you are a German speaker, then you can check that out. Maybe we can persuade them to put some English subtitles on it, because it's definitely one of the more random things I've come across in the whole craft beer sort of thing. But yeah, that's all you need to know about them just now. We'll get on to the actual tasting of this beer itself just now. So as you can see with this beer, this is one of these big massive 1 litre German takeaway bottles that you get. This is one of the wonderful things about Germany. We bought this beer in Café Abseits in Bamberg, and it was really nice. I think I didn't know that you weren't really supposed to take beers away, but the guy was very kind and sold us this anyway. But so it was about €12, one of the more expensive beers you're going to find in Germany, probably the most expensive beer you're going to find in Germany. But it was one of these things where you just say stuff it and you do it. But I'll just let you have a little look at the artwork on this a little bit more closely before we do it. So yeah, again, Daniel quite likes the artwork on this because it's quite metal.
Yeah, actually all of the artworks are really nicely made. All of them are different, and apparently there's some artist who does it for him, a cartoon artist. And
I don't know if that's this guy that's on the top label, because that's not the guy. This isn't. I think
that's one of his employees.
Ah, right, okay. So, yeah. Because this is one of the things, this little top label here, this is kind of the brewery symbol, the little bit with the guy who looks like the sort of farmer. It's almost a little bit like communist artwork, that.
It looks like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like some of these, that communist mural that's on the tax building in Berlin. I always found that quite funny. But yeah, nicely presented beer, this one. I think this should be a souvenir bottle for us, I think.
Definitely. Yeah.
But yeah, 5.5% beer, this one. Vollbier, Rauchbier with some whiskey malt in it. Is there anything worthwhile saying there?
Well, it just on the label it says that they just use the best natural things, and they don't filter, they don't stabilize, they don't pasteurize. So you have to put it in the basement.
Put it in the cool shrink.
In the refrigerator.
In the fridge, yeah. But yeah, lovely presented beer, this one. So I guess without further ado, let's get this guy out and we'll get on with the tasting then. Oh, I was expecting a bang.
Oh,
but yeah,
no bang.
There we go. So Daniel's got his IPA glass from Wehrmann. Wehrmann, of course, in Bamberg are a very well-known malt producer, but they also do some very, very nice beers, and you'll see, I'm not sure when I'll publish it, but you may well have seen a Wehrmann beer review from me. So yeah, It's a nice colour that actually. You can smell some of these Rauch malts.
Yeah, already.
As you open it up, yeah.
I expected it to be darker, to be honest.
So did I, yeah. I thought this would be a sort of darker beer, this one. But yeah, so the rest is yours as well, so take when you need.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, I think in terms of colour, it's a sort of, it's just a mainly kind of orangey amber colour. This is definitely lighter than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot more like mahogany kind of colour, this one. But yeah, on my one at least there's a sort of 2-finger head. I would say it's a kind of cream coloured head. It's not perfect white, is it?
No,
it's definitely not a perfect white
colour.
Yeah, 1 or 2 big bubbles sticking towards the bottom of the glass, a few little ones heading up towards the bottom of that head. You're getting your one's quite tame actually as well. You've not got that much carbonation showing in yours. So yeah, maybe the difference in the glasses there, but again this is another perspective we can take, because there's a whole argument about this, whether the glass matters so much in craft beer. But yeah, usually I always thought German beer you drink it out of these half-litre mugs, but then you can with the tulip glasses like that, it's really good for aroma and things like that. But yeah, so yeah, really nice really nice looking beer, this one. I like how how the colour looks in this one. Definitely a nice sort of solid amber colour, but you can get some of this lovely smoky malt off it. But yeah, take a little closer look at the aroma then.
Alright.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Now, this is, to me...
Very smoky.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to me this is really interesting, because I'd be interested for your take on this as well, actually, because I've always found the German malts are a little bit more like meaty. It's almost a little bit more like a kind of roasted ham or something. But I think this one's definitely got a little bit of that earthy, peaty kind of thing that you expect of the Scotch whiskies and things. The Scottish malts I've always found are a little bit more earthy, peaty.
But I think it still has the meaty thing in it. So, I'm wondering what kind of malt they were using. If it's only a whiskey malt, or if it is a smoked malt as well.
I think they'll have a bit of German malt in there and a bit of Scotch malt, I think, yeah. This might be the last time they can brew this beer because of the whole Brexit thing. You know, it might be difficult for them to get the Scotch malts after this. Yeah, it'd be a shame. But yeah, I think the malt, obviously the dominating thing in this is the smoky malt. I think it's got a little bit of a bready base, you know, like a little bit of a brown bready thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a brown bready base to this one. Obviously it's got those smoky characters on top of it that we're talking about, a little bit of that kind of Scotch peaty malt thing, that sort of more earthy malt, but also some of the more German meaty Rauch malts, I would say.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of brown sugar, I think, too. Like, do you get
the sweetness, of course,
Yeah. It's a little bit of caramel, like toasty caramel, biscuit sort of thing, cookies as the Americans would say, yeah.
Do you think it has fruit in it?
I think there's a little tiny bit, there's a little bit of you get like red fruit, like on the top of the nose.
The dark one,
Yeah, like a little bit of I don't know, raisins? Maybe there's a little touch of like that, sharper raisin, Yeah, so the malt base, I think, definitely, mainly it's got that lovely German brown bready thing, pumpernickel. Can you say it's that?
Yeah, that would be the really dark one.
It's maybe a bit too dark for this one, but yeah, it's got a little bit of that German brown, almost rye bready quality to it. Some brown sugars in there, sweeter caramel, a little bit toasted at the same time. Good bit of the Scottish kind of earthy smoke malts, and also the German meatiness to it, I think, as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe a little bit of a almost wood kind of note as well.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of fruit like Daniel was picking up as well. A kind of slightly. There's a little touch of a raisiny note to this one, but it's kind of just on the front of the nose. That I think, yeah. Hoppiness. Do you think there's a little?
Not really.
Not too much.
I can't really tell.
I think you can get a little. There is a little bit of a noble, like the German noble hop thing.
Noble hop, okay.
Like like Hallertau Tettnanger, you get that. I think there's a little teeny bit of that earthy smoothness to this beer, but. Yeah, I can get a little bit of grassiness, I think, from this. I think there is a little bit of that German hop quality in there, yeah. But yeah, it smells nice, doesn't it? It's great, yeah. Unusual,
it's really powerful, I think, yeah.
Yeah,
it's really strong.
In terms of aroma, it's a beast.
Yeah,
I think we can see that. So yeah, as I always say, take a little bit of time and enjoy the aroma of the beer before you get stuck in. But without further ado, let's have a taste of this then. So this one is the Whisky Rauchbier from Pax Bräu in Oberelsbach in the Rhön region, the Rhön region in northern Bavaria here in Germany. So let's get stuck in. Slanja, Prost. Yeah. Ooh.
Not so much smoke in the taste as I expected.
Yeah.
But
it's. I mean, I think it's maybe different for you as a German drinking this almost, because it's. I find that the thing is that I always find when you drink beers like this, it has that Brauhaus smoothness to it. That's you can. If you taste a German, if you put a blindfold on and taste a beer, I could always be like, "That's a German beer" straight away, just because of the smoothness.
And you would say with this one, it's a German beer.
Oh yeah, no, you would the smoothness right away.
The smoothness also in the, what is it called? The Schaum, the white thing.
Oh, the head.
The head.
Yeah. I mean, not so much. It's not even so much that. It's it's just the mouthfeel. You can tell straight away. Oh, this is definitely a German beer just from the smoothness. But for me, I think the smoky character in this one, in the aftertaste, I think it leans more. I think it's more a Scotch, smoky character. There is a little bit of meatiness in there, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if the malt base is more Scottish than German.
Yeah, I think in taste, if you compare it to the smoke beers from Bamberg, like Schlenkerla or Spezial, it's very smooth. And it's a different kind of smoke, to be honest. So maybe it's in when you taste it, it's actually the whiskey malt that comes through.
Yeah. Could well be, because you were saying the other day the Schlenkerla is the strongest one, but I think in terms, if we compare this to the Bamberg Rauch beers, because inevitably that's what you're going to do, it's a little bit more along the same lines as the Spezial ones. It's a little bit more like it's just not quite. It's not quite as strong in its flavour, if you like. But it's got the drinkability of the Spezial, but it's the smoky Scotch flavour in this one's a little bit more like the Schlenkerla, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I mean, that's what you were saying, that this brewery's interesting for. It's because of these things.
There's a little bit of a bitterness in it.
Yeah.
One you didn't taste, you didn't smell before, I think. Not through the hops, but
yeah. Yeah, no, you do get a little bit of bitterness, I think, from the malt, but also from the hops as well, don't you? But it's a good beer. I mean, make no mistake about this. This is nice. I like this. It's one of the more unusual things, and for me at least, I've liked German traditional beer for a very long time, and one of the things I think that's really cool about these sort of more craft breweries that you get in Germany, it's like they're obviously traditionally trained brewers, but then they take that expertise and they put it into these kind of new wave beers. I think that's very cool. Yeah. It's one of the really interesting things, because you see it in Czech as well. Like if you try some of the IPAs in Czech, they've got the typical Czech. They've got this bready malt base to them, and it's a little sweet, but then they've got the American hops. And in the same with the German ones, you taste these German beers and they've got that Brauhaus smoothness, but then they've got all these different flavours that you'd normally say is like American beers. So it's I think this is cool when you get the traditional beer countries trying the new things like this. I think that's cool. Yeah.
I think that's the thing about this guy, Andreas Seufert. He, as you said, he had so much experience in different breweries and also in the big industry as well. And I think that's what he said, that he wanted to get back to the real thing, produce the real thing and the good quality from the original wheat things and the good hops, and don't put any other stuff, any chemicals in it. And he didn't stay with the regular full beer. He tried all the different things, and I think if you have the good education in the background and he actually knows how to do it, then things you get, the quality you get in the end.
You can tell straight away this is a good beer. I guess most of the brewers in Germany, they've trained at like you know, they've trained at like Domans or at Weihenstephan, and there's the other, I forget the other name, the name of the other school in Berlin.
I don't know. Weihenstephan is the most famous one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, some really good brewing schools here, and a lot of people come internationally to do that. It's not. I mean, there's quite a few American brewers come over here and train, and then go back to the States, and quite a few of the brewers that are in Sweden, at least the craft brewers, they trained here and go back. So yeah, it's definitely interesting.
Right.
But I'm finding as we go on with this beer, that kind of breadiness, you feel that sort of breadiness just like blankets middle of your tongue, and then
it stays quite long.
It stays there. It's like, it has got a good brown bready presence to it. This beer, I think, middle of the palate, you've got a little bit of there is a bit of brown sugar in there. It's quite a toasty caramel, I think. Yeah, but you can feel that it's almost like infused with this smokiness. That smokiness really lingers there, and I think definitely it's more of a Scotch smokiness than a German smokiness. I do think you can pick up a little bit of meaty quality in there. I think there is some Rauch malt, like some Bamberg Rauch malt or something in there, because there is a little bit of a meaty note to it. But I think the Scotch malt is dominating.
It's stronger. I would say too. Yeah.
Yes, I'd be interested to know the ratios, because it's something that's interesting to think about the chemistry of it. Is it like 50-50 German Scottish, or is it like pure Scottish malt? Because I can get a bit of the German Rauch malt and also some of the Scotch in there. Maybe the Scotch malt is just a little bit stronger in flavour. I mean, I've had Rauch beers from Japan before, and one from Brazil as well, and the Japanese ones are just a little bit lighter, and I think it's due to the type of malt. They maybe make their own Rauch malt, so that can play a major role. Maybe they use Weyermann malt.
Maybe they do, I don't know. You could ask him. Send him the video and ask him.
That's a very good point, But it's lovely beer, this one. I like how it comes across, hoppy side of the beer then. Edge of the palate, where you get all these nice hoppy notes. So for me, I think back corners of the palate, like right here, little bit of earthiness. I think it is a little bit earthy. This one for me, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some foreign hops in this one. Maybe they've used a little bit of English hop in here, because the earthiness is quite strong. I've always found with the German noble hops, the Hallertau, the Tettnanger and things like that, even the Sats from Czech, the earthiness is just a little bit sweeter, but I think this one's got a little bit of bitterness in the back corner of the palate. It's got like a little bit of a darker earthiness, and then it kind of smooths out as you come further forward, and a little bit of, it's just a little touch floral at the front corners of your palate, then round the very front curve edge of your tongue it's more grassy. I think that for me, that's how the hops are coming out. Yeah.
You're the boss.
You're the boss. Yeah, the hop. I think there's a mix of English and German hops in this one. Yeah. Because
that's a good guess.
Do you find that the earthiness is a little bit darker than the German hops?
Yeah, I would say. I think the hops is very, very. It's not really tasteable. So I think it's below all the smokiness and the strongness of the beer. You can't really taste the hops, but maybe the thing you say, the earthiness, that's the subtle hops you can taste.
No, I think that I've got a feeling they've used some in the traditional Scotch ales. I guess maybe one way you can describe this beer is like a hybrid between a Scotch ale and a Rauch beer. And in the Scotch ales, they probably will use English hops because it's the nearest ones they can get. And I think the earthiness that's in this beer is a little bit of English hop. But and I think that that earthiness it has, I think it builds a good bridge with the smokiness, gives it a bit of a darker malt base, and that earthiness and the corners of the palate, I think that gives it a good sort of bridge between the sweet side of the beer and the more bitter side of the beer. But yeah, I would say that about this. What do you reckon about fruitiness? We were talking about fruitiness earlier on.
Yeah, well, as we said, it's a very there's a very small hint of it. Yeah. Dark fruits, as you said, like grapes, maybe, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. No, I think, I would say that there's definitely a little bit, if you go behind that front curve of your palate, you get that little oily bubble where these fruity esters come out. And I think it's, I think, a little bit of red fruit, like it's almost, I want to say like figgy, Almost a little bit of a fig, but it doesn't. In the aroma, it was quite like sharp with the raisins. There was a little bit of a sharpness to it, but you got the. There was a little bit of a red fruity note to this one, I thought, but you don't get that so much in the flavour. I think it's got more of that kind of grassy, citrusy sort of thing. But you do have a little bit of just a light. It's almost like a candied red fruit. You know, one of the things I like to see in the videos is it's like the little heart-shaped sweets in the Star Mix, the Haribo Star Mix. To me,
like
it's
that.
I think it's almost just a little bit like that.
Could be, yeah.
It's got a little bit of like that, but I would say that the fruity qualities in this beer are very minimal.
Yeah.
There's not so much fruit in this beer at all.
Just a hint, I think, yeah.
Just a little bit, yeah.
And it's not so much carbonated, so I think in total also the fruit gives a little bit of a flat character. Would you say that?
Yeah, no, it's not even really got a juiciness to it. It is just it's almost just like an aftertaste, and I think for me the sort of aftertaste you get of this beer, it is sort of that peaty Scotch smoky malt.
Yeah.
A little bit of the earthiness, and there is a little bit of the floral side of the hops, I think, as well, but mainly that smoky earthiness to the beer, and there's a little bit of the fruity qualities in there as well, just kind of lingering. But to me, it really is a lovely, lovely beer, this one, I think. So, yeah, beautiful stuff, I think. So, yeah, I think a big thumbs up to Pax Bräu. So, yeah. What do you reckon?
Good.
Good.
Great beer, yeah.
Good beer.
I like all of them. I never had a beer that I didn't like of them. I think the Basalt Bock is one of the really extraordinary ones, besides that one. So, maybe next time you come to Germany, you buy one of these. It's pretty hard to take them on the plane, so...
Yeah, so this was one of the ones we thought, we have to review this. I wanted to review this together anyway, because it's basically half German, half Scottish, or something like this, but I thought this was really cool. It's really a nice beer. Mouthfeel. So I would say sort of mid-bodied. It's not the heaviest beer that you're going to come across. The carbonation's very, very smooth, I think. It's, this beer, in terms of its mouthfeel overall, it's very typically German. It's got that smoothness, that Brauhaus smoothness to it, I think. Brauhaus, yeah. It's okay. Germans probably laugh when I say that, but to me, it's got that typical German drinkability to it. That's the main thing, I will say the one thing that surprised me about this is, when it's a big litre bottle like this, and it's a Scotch malt beer, I would have maybe thought they would have put this up, like they would have put it a little bit higher in alcohol, like 8, 9, even 10%, something like that. So this one, 5.5%. It's a little. Most German beers are 5.
Yeah, a full beer would be around 5.
Yeah.
So I think that's just a regular beer in the end.
Yeah, I think it's just a regular German beer that they've put a bit of Scotch malt into or something like that. But to me, it certainly works in terms of flavour profile. It's really good. You can tell right away with this beer. It's very well crafted, I think. So yeah, it's just, I think when you go to that effort to put, obviously they've probably had to import this malt from Scotland. Yeah, it's one of the things that's a bit surprising. They don't push the alcohol up a little bit and make it a bit more boozy or something. So and I think for a 5.5% beer, there's a lot of malty character in this one. It's got a lot of malty flavour, but it's still not quite as high in alcohol. The malt base in this one, I think there's a good balance. There's a little bit of sweetness in there, but this one really does lean towards the smoky side of things. Not surprising when you consider the name of the beer. The hops, I think, are quite smooth.
Very subtle.
Yeah, subtle. I would guess at most like 20 IBUs. It's really not maybe 30 at an absolute push. I think around 20-30 IBUs for this one. The hops are very, very smooth, and there's a little tiny bit of that fruity quality in there, but overall it's just a very smooth, drinkable beer.
Very drinkable, yeah, absolutely.
Easy to drink, and even it's a strong flavour. But then if you've drunk the likes of Schlenkerla and things like that, it's a slightly different flavour, but it's not kind of blowing you out of the water in terms of how strong the flavour is. I think if you like Schlenkerla, you will enjoy this beer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, any other thoughts?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not from me.
This was the Whisky Rauch beer from Pax Bräu in Oberelsbach in the Rhön area. To me, just a really, really nice beer, this one. It's almost like a Rauch beer, but just brewed with Scotch malts, which I thought was very, very cool. It's typically German and drinkable, and just really nice. Very, very solid beer. So a cool introduction, I guess, to Pax Bräu, and hopefully I can review more of these in the near future. It would be cool to review one of their the Basalt Bock.
Yeah.
Basalt Bock.
Basalt
Bock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be cool to review one of those in the future, but it's just going to be luck of the draw when I actually come back to Germany, I guess. But yeah, really cool to review this one. This is one of Daniel's favourite quirky breweries, so cool to be able to review this, especially with him on the channel here. So yeah, as always, thank you for watching my beer reviews. Until the next time, please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. Let me know your own thoughts on this beer in the comment section below if you have tried it. Let me know what your favourite beers are from Pax Bräu as well. Check out my social media, and as always, thank you for watching the beer reviews. Thank you to Daniel for joining me for this one. It's really cool to have him on his second video on the channel. So yeah,
I'm a star right now, so
yeah,
I'm getting famous.
YouTube famous. Thank you again for watching, and I will catch you guys very soon. This was the Whisky Rauch beer from Pax Bräu in Oberelsbach in the Rhön area. Is that still Franconia?
Yeah.
Yeah, in still in the part of Franconia in northern Bavaria, here in Bavaria in Germany. So yeah, lovely beer this. Thank you again for watching, and I will catch you guys very soon. Slàinte, skål, prost.
Bye bye.